Hey guys, Battle for Azeroth is live and we have a lot of cinematics to get through. So this one, the third and final one from Jaina, Jaina's visions after Catherine Proudmoore finds her in Throst the Blighted Lands, which is at the, I believe it's one of the culmination of one of the Alliance quest lines. So I'm excited. I've really enjoyed the cinematics so far. Let's keep going and see what we get. Let's go.
There you are.
Catherine. Ooh, baby Jaina. Ooh.
I did everything wrong.
Ah, right. Throst is all about nightmares and visions. Ooh.
We're too late.
Arthas!
The entire city must be purged.
At the purging of Stratholme.
Jaina?
I'm sorry, Arthas. I can't watch you do this. I should have stopped him. Never would have turned. He'd still be alive.
You have always been naive, my daughter.
Ooh, Jalen.
I won't let you do it, Father.
I should have tried harder.
You don't understand.
I understand more than you suspect, my dear.
I wasn't strong enough.
Perhaps in time, you will too. Seize them all!
I should have made him listen.
Father, no!
Forgive me.
I'm assuming that's a line from Warcraft 3.
From himself. I should have made him see
Do you really think you can cast aside your guilt so easily?
Father, why wouldn't you listen?
That was her line.
Catherine, enforce our laws. The punishment for treason is death.
When Jaina returns to Goltiris. Ah, she's watching it again. I love this.
Do you accept the judgment of your homeland?
I accept.
Oh, all of the guilt of the past. All of those figures were important.
My daughter. Forgive me. Forgive your father. And forgive yourself.
Ah, the color returns. Back where they started. That was good. Alright, that was good. Okay, there's a couple of things to unpack from this.
There you are.
Let's go for it again. Now, it's unclear to me. So in Throst, the Blighted Lands, we're seeing this interchange between the Jaina's visions, and we also seem to potentially see some visions from Catherine. I have not played through the scenario where we go into the Blighted Lands, so I'm not sure what, if anything, from Catherine we see. But clearly, she is able to see Jaina's visions. And this scene right here, we're seeing the crying baby Jaina over there. Not clear if Catherine... I just assume what we see is what Catherine sees. But it all comes full circle at the end.
I did everything wrong.
We're too late.
There he is.
The entire city must be purged. Jaina?
You're looking pretty good, Arthas. All right, yep. So that whole scene, that line taken right from, as far as I can think, I would imagine that all of the lines, Arthas's lines, Jaina's lines, I know Jaina's lines, where she said, "Father, why wouldn't you listen?" That came from Warcraft 3. I would imagine that the lines from Arthas and Dalen, they sound familiar, but I'd have to go back and see if they are actually a direct copy of their lines from Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos. I don't know for sure. I'd have to go back and look. It seems to me like they are. I know this one from Arthas is. I'm not sure about Dalen's.
I'm sorry, Arthas. I can't watch you do this. I should have stopped him. Never would have turned. He'd still be alive.
You can hear her, Jaina's voice in the background, doubting her. What I picked up right there was, I should have stopped him. He might not have turned. They might not have turned. What was it again? Let me see if I can catch it.
I'm sorry, Arthas. I can't watch you do this. I should have stopped him. He never would have turned. He'd still be alive.
Ah, that's what it was. I should have stopped him. He never would have turned. He would still be alive. Who knows? She just walked away. What if she had stopped him? Could she have stopped him is another question to be asking there. But was never explored. We never know.
You have always been naive, my daughter.
Daelin.
I won't let you do it, Father.
I should have tried harder.
You don't understand.
I understand more than you suspect, my dear.
I wasn't strong enough.
Perhaps in time, you will too. Seize them all!
I should have made him listen.
Father, no!
Forgive me.
Now that is interesting. That's interesting. Listen to the whispers again. Let's go over that.
I should have tried harder.
A little bit further, sorry.
My daughter.
Daelin.
I won't
Now she seems surprised that Daelin's memories are a part of that.
let you do it, Father.
I should have tried harder.
I should have tried harder.
You don't understand.
I understand more than you suspect, my dear.
I wasn't strong enough.
I wasn't strong enough.
Perhaps in time, you will too. Seize them all!
I should have made him listen.
I should have made him listen.
Father, no!
Forgive me.
Forgive me. That is interesting because at the end of the cinematic, what Catherine pushes Jaina to do is she is the one forgiving the others, not necessarily Jaina begging for forgiveness, although she does have to forgive herself at the end, but that is interesting.
You couldn't save him from himself.
I should have made him.
Ah, so it seems like this is the first time that Catherine really realized what was going on. What's interesting is she doesn't seem absolutely shocked that this was Daelin's character, that this was how he responded to her, so it seems as though the idea of Daelin pushing Jaina aside, that aspect of his temperament and character, not really too shocking. So, we've seen before memories of just how happy the Proudmoore family seemed to be. Were there problems? I mean, every family has problems, right? But were there other problems in there? Were there perhaps, the dark shadows and corners that were not so happy within the Proudmoore family? Who knows? Catherine is clearly saddened here, but she's not shocked, as it were. But for the first time, regardless, she realizes what actually happened. Jaina tried. She didn't stand aside and backstab her father in cold blood. She tried. But Daelin's ambitions wouldn't allow her to reason with him.
More than you suspect, my dear.
I wasn't strong enough.
Perhaps in time, you will too. Seize them all!
I should have made him listen.
Father, no!
Forgive me.
You couldn't save him from himself.
I should have made him see
Do you really think you can cast aside your guilt so easily?
Hearing all of the voices screaming in Jaina's head.
Father. Why won't
The
you listen?
Theramore pendant right there.
Father. Why wouldn't you listen?
Again, taken from her final lines in Warcraft 3.
Enforce our laws. The punishment for treason is death.
Do you
I love this shot where the memory of what happened when Jaina first returned to Kul Tiras, this interchange between Catherine and Jaina. I love how you see this again. We're seeing this shot that we first saw in the previous cinematic, but in the background over here, you have Catherine now watching it, and the expression on her face is very different as she is seeing this memory of herself.
accept the judgment of your homeland?
I accept.
Okay, this is important. All right, so these characters, all notable, starting from right to left. Yeah, I got that right. So, Arthas over here, clearly we've seen him. We know the significance. Dalen right over here. Not really clear. There's some extra shadows in the background, just not necessarily descriptive. Varian Wrynn over here. No, just guilt about what he had to do, broken shore, because she had peace between the Horde and the Alliance. She just feels guilt about losing him. This over here, Ronan. Actually, these last two characters, because you'll notice the gnome in here, and for those of us who have read Tides of War back during Miss Pandaria, this character, this gnome right here, is going to stand out to us. So this over here, Ronan, during the bombing of Theramore, he lost his life when Garrosh Hellscream dropped the mana bomb on top of Theramore. This little gnome right here as well. Okay, this is important. I'm forgetting her name off the top of my head. Let me quickly take a look. All right, so I just got back for the wiki, had to quickly look this up. Kindy Sparkshine is the name of this little gnome. She was Jaina's apprentice during the events at Theramore, during the events of Tides of War that set off the events of Miss Pandaria. And there's some really interesting trivia around Kindy. She was never represented in game. This is going to be one of the first times that we actually see her. But her father, Wendell Sparkshine, is an NPC in Dalaran. He goes around and he lights the lanterns throughout the city. And here's a bit of an interesting note. In the book, there was a relationship, there was dialogue between Jaina and Kindy, and of course the rest of Kindy's family. And it describes at the end of the book how Wendell, in memory of his daughter after she died at Theramore, at the bombing of Theramore, that a magical image of her, whenever he lights up a lantern in the city of Dalaran, a magical image of Kindy lights up before the lantern turns on. And that is actually represented in game. If you watch Wendell in the Legion version of Dalaran, as he goes around, you can see an image of Kindy light up for a second and then disappear before the light turns on and he goes around. So she's not in game, but there is trivia related and tied into the books that you would notice if you've actually read the event. So that's who she is. I really like this touch. Obviously, the four characters here, Arthas, Dalen, Varian, and then Ronan, are the major characters that Jaina carries a lot of guilt for, but a little bit of an Easter egg right here with Kindy Sparkshine. I like it. I really, really like it. I really liked her as a character. Read the book. Do yourself a favor and read Tides of War. It's excellent. But then you'll understand who she is, and more to the point, why she's so significant. Because, yeah, 3 humans and then this little gnome. There are reasons why.
Your judgment, Mother.
My daughter. Forgive me.
Now, they pointed out Jaina just completely pale without the colors. She's haunted in Thros of all the memories of her past.
Forgive your father. And forgive yourself.
And the color comes back at the end. And back where we started. It was good, and I liked the music. That was a really touching cinematic. There we go. So, again, the attention to detail, the memories, I loved the sounds, and there were just a number of moments as we went back and forth, shifting not violently, rather quickly from memory to memory to memory. It was good. The cinematography, voice acting, sound design, all of it, again, coming together. Excellent, excellent cinematic work. Love this. Eventually, I'll be able to understand this more once I play this in-game, once I get through, but there it is. And that's all the Alliance stuff. I haven't yet seen the Horde cinematics. I'm looking forward to those. You guys have a great time. Continue enjoying the ride in Battle for Azeroth, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!